Hello everybody, this is Omega here, and I'm here so late, it's early. I got home from work super late, and we're now into the wee hours of August 11th, which as many of you may know as the partial solar eclipse in August. And I thought I would put my 2 cents in and make a quick video. It's been on my mind for a while, and just knowing that we have a lot of planets that are retrograde, a lot of people feel like they're just being pulled in opposite directions. It's nice knowing that we have something that is going to help push us into something that's, less of an entropy that we are in right now. We have, I think, Saturn, Uranus, Mercury, Mars, Jupiter. They're all in retrograde, I believe, right now. So, I mean, it can be a weird time for a lot of people, but it can also, with an eclipse, and especially being in the new moon, where we start planting our seeds of intention. It could be wiping away the old and starting something new. And an eclipse is a great way, especially during the new moon. We don't have that often. And it's also special because this is the third one we've had within like a month. So that also being August 11th, 11 is divine number, and I believe it's the 11th cycle of something, which leads us into the 11th portal. So it's like 1111, which is 1111, and those are numbers of the divine. And basically you're clearing your past, and you're just wiping it clean and just starting off in a new direction. And that can be anything. That could be having finally the motivation to start that business you've always thought about doing, beginning a new career, packing up and moving and going across the country and just doing something that you've always thought about but never really felt you had the energy or the guts to do. And you'll realize how tough you really are and all the things that you can really accomplish. And a new moon is a good time to, I guess, start something new. But sometimes during an eclipse, people want to start things that are really new, not just a new diet or something. I mean, something, life-changing. And one thing I find that it's also interesting about this is that we have a trine aspect of Jupiter and Neptune, I believe. And Jupiter is a very powerful planet. In fact, people do a lot of their work on Thursdays, which is Jupiter. And a lot of times what you wish from when you're working with Jupiter can manifest in a big way. Jupiter is really big with that, with your wishes, your desires, and you got fortune. Jupiter is like fortune, and Neptune is dreaming big, and together you could forge something that's really powerful, and go for the person of your dreams, go for the job or the career of your dreams. And it's so big that anything that would ordinarily limit your perspective or your will, this will give you that extra oomph to just get out there and do it. And you may have already been feeling it. It doesn't have to be exactly on the day or the night of the eclipse. It could be, a week before, a few days before. I know I've been feeling this energy. And I'm a total night owl, and I sleep in, my schedule is later, and I love to sleep in. I don't like getting up any time before noon. But I find earlier, like lately, I've been getting up early for no specific reason and just wanting to do things, get things done, which is so not me. And one example, just a few days ago, I had a delivery package from overseas, from Poland, and it had been delivered here, I guess, or they attempted to deliver while I was at work during the day, of course. And so they leave those little things on your door, those little notices, you can go here to pick it up. So I've been putting it off and putting it off, and I only had a few days left before they mailed it back. So I just walked to the post office, it's not that far. And on my way over there was this church. And to the right of it, they had this like tent. And there was a sign that said book drive for food. There was a food drive. So people were donating books, and they were selling them so they could make money for the food drive. And me being a voracious reader, I went in there just all curious and started looking at the books, and there was like this big tent full of books, and I was like, wow, this is a lot. And they're like, oh no, there's a lot more. You know, wait, there's more. So inside the church, they had these several rooms there that I walked in were filled with books, like thousands of them. And my eyes just like popped open. It was just like, oh my gosh. I'm like this, it was like a total book orgy for me. I just was reveling in it, and I just got so focused and just tuned everything out. They had books on everything you could possibly imagine, you know, novels, nonfiction, fiction, books on religion, metaphysical, history, cooking, gardening, you name it, weird things, not so weird things. And so I picked up a lot of books, and I absolutely loved it. I had a great time. And just in that time, I realized that's not something I would ordinarily do on a work day. I would just be like, oh, you know, get ready for work, you know, pack my food, whatever, get things ready, and just, you know, make sure I look right, I've got everything that I need. But lately I've had a lot more, or at least a little bit more energy. I've started this gluten, dairy-free thing that my doctor told me I need to try. And I don't know if that's been giving me the energy, but I feel cleaner, I feel just more lively. And ordinarily, I never would have started any kind of like, because I love my food. And for me to do this it was a big thing for me. And so far, it's been about 10 days, and I've been doing pretty well on it, staying off the dairy. More important is the gluten, and I've been avoiding the gluten a lot. I pretty much, I think maybe a couple times I had just a little bit of gluten, but other than that, nothing. So lots of salads, lots of lean meat, fruit, vegetables, things like that. Anyways, I digress. But back to this solar eclipse that we're going to have, just the things that it's pushing you in the direction for. And just like the little miracles or little like odd things that may be happening to you right now. Like you may be getting calls from people out of the blue that you haven't heard from in years. Or you may feel the sudden urge to call someone just popped into your mind. And that's been happening to me lately. I've been getting contact from people from my past. And it's just like, whoa, you know, where did this come from? And, you know, it can drive us, especially an eclipse can make us wipe the slate clean. But also we can, in a way, wipe it clean by trying to make things work. You know, especially as you get older and you get more mature, and, you know, there may be a relationship that you want to revisit. And maybe you've grown as two people can. And maybe you want to get back together again, and then you just start all over. And, you know, usually, you know, sometimes it doesn't work, but sometimes it can, especially if two people grow and they learn to treat each other, you know, decently. And I know that's not always easy to do in a relationship. But I just think it's just really special, this eclipse. And I just thought I would bring it up. You know, being in Leo and all is my birth month. And my birthday's in a couple days. So just everything that's going on, I can feel it already. I mean, and you may too. You may feel like just like this sudden energy and just like this kind of like restlessness. And I've been feeling that, just restless. And like, what am I going to do with the rest of my life? What are my new goals? Or if something wasn't working for you before, maybe it's time to start something new or go in a different direction. Who knows? But even if you're considering just calling that old friend up or old girlfriend or boyfriend, and you're just like, oh, that could be a very iffy thing. If someone has a strained relationship with their family, they may feel reluctant to call them or to contact them. But, as time goes by, we realize the things that are really important, and love is a very important thing. And we all do and say things to each other that we regret later. So I think a new moon, along with a solar eclipse, can be a new beginning. It could be a new way of doing things and, mending past hurts, moving on. And just the alignments of the planets in themselves, they do exert a force on us. I mean, it's not like everything is pre-written. I mean, you do have free will. It's more of a inclination whenever it comes to astrology or the planets or anything. It's not like, oh, you read in the paper, today you will meet this handsome stranger and, go off riding into the sunset. I mean, it doesn't work that way. But there is more inclination that will kind of guide you into a certain direction. But ultimately, it's you who just, decides what you want to do, of course. But, as far as, contacting people or being contacting or worried about that, there is, I think it's a sextile in Libra coming up. And I believe the Venus is in Libra, so you're probably going to find reactions, as long as you're not like a total douche to someone, people will be like more forgiving and softer. So this may be a good time to call that family member or just someone you haven't been speaking to in years and you don't even know why you stopped talking. It might be a good time to call them up and just see how they're doing. But I just thought I'd put this video out there. I know it's super late and I won't be able to really do any of my work until probably about 24 hours from now. But with the eclipse, you can, especially since it's the new moon, I mean, you have, I believe, like 2 or 3 days before or after to do things. So don't feel like you have to do it like right that second the eclipse happens or in the new moon. That's ideal and everything, but hey, we've all got lives, we have jobs, we have families. But I just thought I would share that with you and just kind of, I don't know, I'm feeling very optimistic lately, and I'm just wondering if any of you have or you are, and just feel free to share that in your comments, what's going on in your life, or if you feel like you're on the edge of some breakthrough or just something really exciting. You may not know what it is, but just that like that kind of feeling like when you were like super young, like everything is new and the world is your oyster kind of thing. I'm kind of feeling it. So if you like this video, please give me a thumbs up. Subscribe if you want. I would really appreciate that. I'm making more and more videos as time goes by, really enjoying them. So until next time, this is Omega, and have a great new moon and the eclipse, and I hope it's the best for everybody. Bye now.